Depression, like I said earlier, is you dwelling on the past of what happened in the past, right? And because if your mind is not right, all that work that you're doing will be for nothing. It will be for nothing because it will feel like you are getting nowhere. Because if your mind is not right, you will constantly come back to that dark place. It be bad eating choices. This is big, right? A lot of people overindulge on food because they are distracting themselves from their problems, so they eat, right? Because when you eat, you focusing on the food. You're not focusing on what's going on. You focusing on how good the food is. Was my burning desire to never want to feel like this again. I don't wish depression on my worst enemy. I do not wish depression on my worst enemy. That is how bad it is. That is how destructive depression is, right? You can't achieve happiness. Happiness is not something you strive towards. YouTube, what's going on? I agree all of y'all with the words peace, love, positivity, blessings, all that good stuff. Let's get into the video. The topic I want to discuss is this stronghold, this demon that has become even stronger in today's time, and it mainly affects the youth. It does affect adults, but the numbers are increasing the most in the youth or the young adults, and that is depression, right? Depression. Ooh, y'all gonna like this one. Y'all gonna benefit from this. Depression, right? First, I want to read off this article, Sandstone Care, right? I'm gonna read you this article so you get a little basis of the statistics and what's going on and what people in the medical field and clinical field think, right? Okay, hold on, let me pull it up. Let me make my camera a little, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, this article or this blog or web page has been clinically reviewed. Okay, it has been clinically reviewed, as you can see it right there, by Sarah Fletcher. Okay, let's start. Okay, I want to read to you this first statistic. The prevalence of adults with a major depression is highest among young adults, 10.9%. 10.9%, right? Okay. It says depression is one of the most common mental illnesses in the world. A recent survey by the National Institute of Mental Health shows that nearly 7% of American adults had an episode of depression in the previous year. But depression is an even more serious problem for young adults than for other adults, right? The same survey found that the age range with the highest prevalence of depression was young adults at nearly 11%. That's 1 out of every 10 young adults. It says, so what causes depression? Researchers aren't sure, but they have identified several factors that make certain people more likely to suffer from it. Okay. First, it says genetics, or as I call it, behavior imitation. Okay. If you have a parent or sibling who has suffered from depression, your risk of depression is higher. Okay. Like I said, I call it behavior imitation. 2, chemical or hormonal imbalances. Imbalances in brain chemicals or hormones can cause you to become depressed, right? So you should really be seeing a doctor at least annually, and you should be keeping up with your nutrition Your vitamins and your minerals. Make sure you got your vitamin D. Make sure you got your magnesium up. You feel me? All that plays a part in your energy, right? Plays a part in your energy and your mood and a lot of other stuff too. So you got to do your own due diligence and do your own research. 3, seasons. Some people are more likely to become depressed in winter when days are shortest and there's less sunlight. Did you hear what I said about vitamin D, right? And as black people or melanated people, we need vitamin D. We used to be in the sun almost all day back when we was, you feel me? Back when we was in the motherland. We used to be in the sun all day, right? And in winter, especially if you live in like the Midwest or something like that, you know there's barely sunlight or there's mostly cloudy days and you feel me? It's real gloomy, real snow everywhere, you feel me? Not a lot of sunlight that is there, you know what I'm saying, that is coming through the clouds. So, especially in seasons like winter, you should be on your vitamin D heavy, right? Seasonal depression. That's something else. 4, nutrition. Just like I was saying, when you don't get enough of certain nutrients, you're more likely to become depressed, right? And 5, gender. Women are more likely to struggle with depression than men. And I understand why they put this there, because women are just naturally more self-conscious. So they are more likely to dwell on the past. And that is pretty much depression. It's just dwelling on your past mistakes or your past failures. That's pretty much all it is. So women are more likely to do that because they are just naturally more self-conscious than men are, right? Okay. Let's read some of the symptoms of depression. Everyone feels sad from time to time, but if any of the following symptoms remain persistent, you may be depressed. Anxiety, feelings of sadness or worthlessness, unwarranted irritation or anger, lethargy, fatigue, or lack of energy, difficulties with concentration, memory, or decision making, right? Inexplicable aches, pains, headaches, or stomach problems, inability to sleep, sleeping much more than usual, lack of appetite, inordinately high appetite, weight gain, thoughts of self-harm or suicide. Okay, those are the symptoms or the main symptoms of depression, right? I was looking at this earlier, and I wanna look at something else before I get into what I gotta say. No. Oh, yeah, right here. Preventing depression. Although depression can affect anyone, people who are worried that they could become a victim of depression have several things that they can do to make it less likely. Exercise regularly. Exercise releases endorphins that boost your mood. Facts. This is a fact. Personal experience. This is a fact. And research shows that high intensity exercise can create positive brain change over time. Even if you don't feel like it at the time, aim for 30 minutes of exercise a day. You'll thank yourself for it later. I love that they put that there, because that's a fact. That's a fact. You'll thank yourself for it later. They say build social connections, and I'm glad they put this here. Spend time with family and friends. Make new friends. Getting out of the house and connecting with people is a great way to help prevent depression. And why do they say this? For one, you have to touch grass, okay? This may be self-explanatory, or this may be, common sense, but you have to touch grass, right? You have to touch grass. You have to connect. You have to, even if you are not a social person, you have to connect with the outside world. You have to connect with people, because people are the only way to make you feel alive, right? Looking at someone in the eyes is the only way to know that you are alive, right? If you understand what I'm saying. Some of y'all may not get that. It say getting out of the house and connecting with people is a great way to help prevent depression, because when you get out of the house and you socially interact with other people, you are then taking your focus off of your internal things that you have going on, or your past mistakes, or the things that you dwell on when you are by yourself. So when you are with somebody else, your focus is more focused on what is around you, what is surrounding you, right? And not on what is going on internally. So it helps you, it helps your depression, because you are not dwelling on what you did yesterday, or what you did years ago, or what happened to you years ago, right? And it says the third one, minimize your stress level. Stress can lead to depression. So if possible, find ways to reduce some of the stress in your life. Learn to say no. Cut out activities and responsibilities that are more trouble than they're worth, right? So don't drive yourself into the ground and it's not worth it, okay? Work hard, you feel me? Be determined. Work your ass off, right? But do not run yourself into the ground and you are not getting nothing out of it. It is not worth the trouble, right? It is not worth the trouble. You have to learn to discipline yourself and cut out certain activities, okay? Is there anything else? No, that's it. Okay, because I'm low-key tired of reading. All right, we're going to close this out. Yeah. All right, let me talk to y'all. Okay. I want to tell y'all about my personal experience, or personal description of depression, and how it feels and how it impacted me. Okay, so to me, depression is pretty much, my depression was feelings of worthlessness, or feelings of useless. Like, you feel useless, right? And it often feels like when you're depressed, you often walk around with it feels like weight is on your shoulders. Like, your voice is restricted, your movements are restricted, your energy is very low, right? And depression, like I said earlier, is you dwelling on the past, of what happened in the past, right? And anxiety is when you are dwelling on the future too much, and you are getting anxious because you are trying to figure everything out before it happens, right? So depression, how it impacted me. Depression, it drove me to the very depths and darkness of your mind. And your mind is the most important thing on your body, because if your mind is not right, all that work that you're doing will be for nothing. It will be for nothing, because it will feel like you are getting nowhere. Because if your mind is not right, you will constantly come back to that dark place. I don't care how much money you got. If your mind is not right, you will come back to that dark place, man. It impacted me. It was bad. I'm not gonna lie. My depression was bad, and it had a decline. Like, it constantly declined throughout the years, okay? It constantly declined till it got so bad that I was disgusted with myself. Right? I would literally look from outside of myself at myself, and I would be disgusted. Like, how did I let this happen? How did I get this low? Right? How did I allow myself to get this low? And it was self-inflicted. Nobody else did this to me. It was me. It was my self-image. I let myself get this low. I let myself get this pitiful, right? And it was very dark, but I've overcame it, and I will share that experience with you later on in this video, right? Next, I want to talk about habits that represent depression, right? A habit that may represent depression, like going days without cleaning your room, right? Because you feel that it's not as important, and that's a very prominent mindset of a depressed person. is that it's not important right now. We'll do it tomorrow. Like procrastination. You feel me? Oh, I'll do it in a couple days. And then a couple days come, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And it'll just keep going like that. Another bad habit may be bad eating choices. This is big, right? A lot of people overindulge on food because they are distracting themselves from their problems. So they eat, right? Because when you eat, you focusing on the food. You're not focusing on what's going on. You focusing on how good the food is. So you eating all types of, excuse my French, bullshit. You eating junk. You eating chips. You eating candy. You eating pastries, dessert, and all that, while still eating 3 meals a day. Yeah, imagine how much weight you gonna gain. You feel me? Bad eating choices, right? Another bad habit, or another habit that represents depression, is when you barely decide to socialize, right? Even amongst your family, right? You may be social with your friends, right? Or at school, but when you get home, you don't even socialize with your family. You barely do it. That is a sign of depression, because there's something going on there that won't allow you to brighten up and let your light shine amongst your family, right? There's some type of depression going on right there. It may not be major, but there's a problem right there, because these are your loved ones. These are the people you grew up around, right? Regardless of how they are morally or how good a person they are, you deciding to barely socialize or barely interact with your family, that is a sign of depression, right? And even amongst your friends and amongst your peers, when you isolate yourself and you just barely talk, that is a sign of depression. That is a sign of depression. Hear me when I say that. Okay? Now I want to talk about the key to my overcoming, and I want to talk about happiness, right? Okay, I will humbly say that the key to my overcoming of depression was truly my loved ones, right? Who constantly tried to release me from my dark barrier or from my dark place. And I say that because they constantly poked at me, right? They constantly poked at me. They constantly challenged me, right? They constantly did that. Even when I was isolated and I was constricted and I was in this prison and I ain't want nobody coming in because I ain't want nobody showing me no pity. Are you okay? Do you need some help? He's depressed and this and that. I ain't want nobody to come in and see me at that low stage of my life, right? I didn't want no pity at all. I just wanted to go through it, and I wanted to find peace and happiness, right? But my loved ones, the constant poking that they were doing at me, it helped me to open up. It helped me to realize, like, wow, it's much bigger than what's going on is much bigger than what I got going on with myself. You feel me? And I want to say another key to my overcoming was my burning desire to never want to feel like this again. I don't wish depression on my worst enemy. I do not wish depression on my worst enemy. That is how bad it is. That is how destructive depression is, right? It was my burning desire to never want to feel like that again. So I'm looking for any type of help, tips, reading any type of book, anything that could help me with my depression and how I felt about myself. You feel me? That was the key to my overcoming. I wanted to release myself from that and get out of that by any means necessary. You get what I'm saying? And now I want to talk about happiness, right? Because if you are depressed, you're not happy. Feel me? You're not happy with life. You're not waking up happy every day. And I want to tell you that happiness is not something that you can obtain through achievements or good deeds. You know what I'm saying? You can't achieve happiness. Happiness is not something you strive towards. All you do to be happy is you choose to be happy. In the present time, you choose to just be happy, right? and you bask in all the positive life has to offer. Because life has a lot of negative things. Everybody knows life is hard. Life is hard, but life is simple, right? Bask in the positives of life. Do not dwell on the negative. Learn from the negative, right? But dwell on the positive in life, the good memories, the positive things, right? Say yo peoples, right? They curse a lot, or they yell. They're very dysfunctional, but they're very funny, right? They're very funny and they're very open, right? You can talk to them. They'll laugh with you. They'll enjoy stuff with you. That is you. And when you bask in that, the laughter and the connection, that is you basking in the positive that life has to offer. Yeah, they have negative sides, but you don't think about that. You don't indulge in that. You indulge in the positive. You take in the positive, right? And yeah, man, you just choose to be happy in your present time. When you get up in the morning, you choose, you make the choice. I'm gonna be happy today. I'm not gonna let no negative things wander in my mind all day. I'm gonna be happy today. I'm gonna be happy, right? I'm gonna look at the positive things. I'm gonna think of myself in a very positive and strong manner, that I am a great person, that I will be great, that I will be disciplined, that I will go to the gym and I will work hard, right? Choose to be happy. Find happiness in the little things. Find happiness in the little things, just like going outside and looking at the sun. Going outside, meditating in nature, or meditating in the house with some little binaural beats or something, right? Or, you feel me? Find happiness in the little and when you find happiness in the little things, you will be now rooted and grounded in solid ground, right? You will be connected to source. So when anything happens where you get super high or you get super low, your happiness, the things that you attach to happiness won't change, right? Because you are happy about the little things. You are happy that you have a roof over your head. You are happy that the Lord allows you to breathe every day. You are happy that you get to see the faces and smiles of your family and your friends, right? Find the happiness in the little things. That is key. That is key, man. And that wraps up the video. Like I always say, I hope y'all use this and apply it to your life. I hope this benefits you guys, that all of you who watch this. And if you have any video ideas, any topics you want me to break down, any events that you want me to talk about or give my opinion on, any type of video ideas, leave them in the comments down below. I'll surely get to them, or at least consider them, because I need video ideas. I want to diversify my channel, you feel me? So y'all leave that down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends. If you got a friend that's going through depression, I encourage you to share this video with them. You feel me? We're not doing no judging over here. We're not doing no bashing. I'm not even really trying to preach to you. I just want you to realize what's going on and don't ignore it. Don't distract yourself from it. You feel me? Work on yourself. Work on yourself. That's the only way you're going to get better, is if you work on yourself. Nobody is coming to save you, right? And that's all I got for this video. I'm wishing y'all love, blessings, happiness, all that. Yeah, let's get it. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.